Hey everybody, welcome back to Big Red EDC. Well, we've got another Nitecore flashlight to take a look at. We've seen the EDC33 previously on the channel. Now we're going to be taking a look at the EDC35, sort of the next step in their EDC line of flashlights. So, aluminum construction, 7000 series military grade aluminum to be exact. But there you go, EDC 35 UHI 40 LED. Now, if you check out, you've got the main, and then you've got the 8 secondary emitters of that LED in there. So you're going to be pushing quite a bit of power out of this thing, max 5,000 lumens. So that's pretty cool. I mean, that's a lot of light out of a flashlight this size. Says hot? Yep. Most definitely. Pushing 5,000 lumens. It does get warm, for sure. There you go. You've got your pocket clip. Now, I know a lot of people kind of like the double-sided pocket clips, so you can attach it different ways. This just has a single-sided, but you do have the paracord lanyard with the clip on it as well. One of the things I really like about the Nitecore series is, well, it's USB-C charging right there, as you can see, but the access to it. I kind of like that. I like that. I mean, I don't know if it's any better than kind of like the rubber or silicone plugs that we see on some, but I don't know. I kind of like that. You've got your little stop pin there that stops the rotation. I do kind of dig out. You do have your lockout function right there. Because, I mean, this thing is putting, it puts out, like I said, 5,000 lumens in its floodlight. It puts out, that's the lumen shield, by the way. That's a trademark, lumen shield for Nitecore. Then you've got your search or spotlight mode with 3,000 lumens. So, I mean, a lockout feature for something like that might not be a bad idea because that is a lot of power. Now, honestly, I mean, to actuate that, you have to half press for the 3,000 and full press for the 5,000. So, I mean, could it get actuated in your pocket? Yes. Yes, it definitely could. Now, this thing's running on an internal 21700 lithium ion battery. Like I said, USB-C charging. Now, let's take a look and see what we got as far as specs go. You're looking at about, not quite 5 inches long. At its max width, that would probably be up there by the bezel. You're looking at about, 1.25 inches in there at its widest point. So, I mean, it's a good size flashlight, but, I mean, it's a handful, but not really anything too major as far as that goes. You've got some decent texturing and everything going on. So, very, very cool. Now, you do have quite a few different modes of operation. You've got ultra low at 5 lumens, low at 70, mid at 300, high at 1300, and then, of course, you've got the search mode at 3000 or the lumen shield floodlight mode at 5000 lumens. So you're putting out a lot of power out of this flashlight. A lot of lumens, a lot of light. There you go. There's their lumen shield trademark right there. Now you will notice if I push and hold, there's your battery indicator. We had 4 lights, so we've got a full charge going on there. Very cool. Now, this is, like I said, this is the second of the Nitecore flashlights we've had of the EDC series, EDC33, EDC35 now. And I will have to say the user interface is one for me that it might not be for me. It might not be my favorite user interface. But, I mean, not that it's hard to use, but you have to quick press to get it to turn on. It does come in that ultra low or 5 lumens. Then you half press. I think that's 70 at low. Mid to 300. High at 3000. Five lumens, 70 lumens, 300, 1300, and then back down. And then, of course, like I said, if it's on or off, you half press to get to 3,000 and full press to get to 5,000. So you can cycle through. Now, you can access the search or the lumen shield modes, whether it's on or off, and then full quick press, and it's off. But this is, for me, this is not the most, well, I don't know. It's just not the user interface, I guess, I prefer. I prefer a button down here for just constant use. That just works better for me. The thumb, you know, this is not how I typically want to hold a flashlight. You know, I've had comments about, oh, that's how you tactically hold a flashlight. Well, I'm pretty sure 9 out of 10 of us probably aren't tactical in any way, shape, or form. We're not law enforcement by any means. So, I mean, if that's how you use your flashlight, that'd be great. But for me, I prefer to hold my flashlight like so. Now, I do have a flashlight that I do keep by my bedside. It does have a tail switch, and I keep it there for that emergency case that will probably never come. But it does have a button back here, and it has a one-touch strobe, and that's why I want it by my bedside. So, but, you know, I mean, I just prefer flashlights, larger flashlights like this, to have a button down here. I guess that's my now my normal EDC lights, they don't, but then again, I'm not cycling through. They have 2 selections, high or low. And there again, 9 times out of 10, I'll turn it on and then I'll hold it like so, or I'll put it on my hat or whatever. I don't know. It's just, this is not my preferred constant user face. If I have to cycle through, you know, if I want to cycle through modes, I like the opportunity of having it right here, if that makes any sense. I know there were some people last time that really didn't like that I said that. And I'm like, well, I mean, great. If it works for you, fine. That's awesome. It's not my preferred method. And yeah, probably not going to change my mind about it. I don't know. But it does come with this holster. Right here, it does come with a charging cable as well. As you can see there, that is a magnetic closure on that. Slides in. I would probably, if I'm going to keep it, I don't know if I would keep the lanyard on it like so. I mean, it does close pretty well with the lanyard right there. It does have a belt loop, so you can strap it on your belt. I mean, you put your belt through here. You could put it on Molly, however you want to carry it. Absolutely, for sure. But I tell you what, let's go outside and let's see what it looks like in the dark. We finally got some decent weather, and I'm willing to go stand outside and show you how this flashlight works. So let's go. I'll see you in a minute. All right, guys, here we are out in the backyard. You can hear the frogs. We've had 2 really nice days in a row. First really nice days of the year, and the frogs are very happy. But as you can see down there in the yard, we have got the ultra low going on. I mean, that's probably about 12 feet away. We're going to half press. We're going to kick it up to low. There we go. We can finally see the fence in the corner down there. You remember a few months ago, we had some visitors down there. The raccoon family decided to come visit. Bump it up. There is medium. Definitely putting out a decent amount of light. I mean, you've got a good spot. You've got a decent amount of flood there. Kick it up to high. I mean, 1,300 lumens. I mean, we're really lighting the place up then. Nice. You've got that beam there in the center, but you've got quite a bit of flood going on there. I mean, pretty nice overall, for sure. Now, kick it off. Now we're going to half press. Now there's 3,000 lumens. You've got a nice spotlight going on there. Kick it up to 5,000 lumens, and you've got to hold it. Now that's the only thing about these, is you have to hold it. You have to hold it to get this. Now, if you need this light for any length of time, this flashlight's getting hot in my hand. And as you can see there, it's, whew, all right, turned it off. It got hot. So, I mean, if I need that much light for any amount of time, you have to hold the button. So it does get hot on the hand because you have to hold it like so to actually, I mean, however you want to hold. What is it? Is it raining? What is this stuff falling? Is that pollen? It's not. Oh my goodness, is that pollen? It's not raining. There's not a cloud in the sky. Oh my goodness, that's pollen. Oh, my truck was yellow today. Oh my goodness. Yes, it's yellow. Oh, anyway, sorry guys. That just caught me off guard. But, you know, to actuate that high, as you can see there, how I'm holding it, even if I want to hold it with my thumb, see how I'm actuating it with my thumb. I mean, my hand is pretty close to that bezel, and it's getting hot. Yeah, I gotta let go of it. It's getting pretty hot. So, I mean, that's my only kind of downfall with this light, is to actuate, you know, to get that high lumen, that output, you have to hold the flashlight. I mean, and right now, it's still getting hot with this. This is 1300, I believe. Yep, that was 1300. This is low. You can't really see the corner down there. Kick it back up. There you go. Now we can actually see the corner of the yard down there. Even after being on 3000 and 5000 for that short period of time, kicking it up to 1300, it's that bezel's hot. So, yeah. I mean, it is what it is, right? But, all right, guys, let's go back upstairs. We'll kind of do a final wrap up, and we'll talk about it here a little more. All right, guys. So we got to look at how it performs. I mean, it's putting out an amazing amount of light, that's for sure. And this thing is still, I mean, it's warm. It's not too bad, but it's still pretty warm. The user interface, as far as cycling up and down, is good. Probably not my preferred way to do it, with the tail switch rather than a thumb switch up here. Just accessing the 3000 and 5000, having to stand, you know, having to hold my thumb in that position. If I want that amount of light, it seems like I'm going to want it for a period of time, not just really quick. I mean, I guess there's probably certain situations where you'd want it quick and then don't want it. But if you're going to be using a spotlight or a floodlight, typically you're going to be using it for more than a few seconds, at least in my mind. If you're really searching, you're going to be searching for a period of time, most likely. And the bezel gets really hot, and in the way you have to hold the light, you know, like so, to actuate that button, this is how I would hold it. You know, you could hold it like this too, and use your index finger, but there again, your hand is right there on that bezel. So for me, there's not really a good way to actuate it to get that 3000 to 5000 lumens and not have the heat affect me. A glove, sure, absolutely, could wear a glove in the wintertime, or, you know, I guess typically I wouldn't want to have to just make sure, oh, I gotta, if it's not winter, if it's nice weather out, oh, I got to remember my gloves to be able to use my flashlight. You know, that's not really something I'm looking for as far as a light like that. So it does have a lot of good qualities. I love the fact of how many lumens you're getting out of it. I really like this aspect. The charging port, I really like how that's done. Overall, it's a good light, but just the user interface, it's just not for me. It's just not for me. And for those of you that think I'm crazy, well, that's like I said, it might be for you. It's just not for me. So it's going to be kind of hard to argue that one. But I mean, I do appreciate Nitecore sending this out for me to take a look at. It was very cool of them. Like I said, I have had this flashlight for a while, and I wanted to take it outside and use it and to be able to show you guys, the amount of light that you're actually getting out of it. But when I've had time, we've just had absolutely miserable weather. And yeah, really don't want to go out and stand in the rain just because. Hey, that's me. Sorry. But really, really appreciate you guys stopping by and checking it out with me today. As always. Oh, I forgot to tell you. These guys are running about $90. So that's a price. Not that bad either. Price is pretty reasonable for what you get, for what you're getting out of it. I can't argue with that. It's got a lot of pros. Just one of the big cons for me is the user interface. I'm just not really down with it, So there you go. Really, like I said, really appreciate you guys stopping by, checking it out. Definitely appreciate Nitecore providing this, giving me an opportunity to check it out. I thank them very much for that. And as always, like, subscribe, leave me that comment. I love talking to you. Until next time, guys, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.